Hi, I'm Doug Wentz. Let's get into the difference today between the carnal mind and the spiritual mind. What I'd ultimately like to go with this is the difference between spirit and soul. I hear a lot of people quoting the verse that says, "Come out from among them and be separate and touch not the unclean thing." And that's an Old Testament verse, and I just want to quote the Apostle John, how he defined the world, because we're supposed to leave the world, right? His definition of the world was not the people out there. His definition of what we call the world is in 1 John 2, it's the lust of the flesh, your flesh, my flesh, the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. We are to come out from that atmosphere in the soul realm. Because Jesus, according to the Pharisees, he was a friend of publicans, sinners, tax collectors, etc., a wine-bibber and gluttonous. So he knew how to be himself, and he knew that he carried God's divine nature. Okay, so the soul realm, or the carnal mind, is the enemy of God, according to Romans 8, and it is full of ways of pleasing God that didn't come from God. It's full of striving. It's full of what I call religion, and we're hitting a phase of life, a time in history where God is swiftly moving on the earth to deliver us from that cast on the arm, so to speak. See, when a bone is broken, it needs a cast so that it can't move as it would. It needs to heal. But once that bone is healed, the cast has to come off so that the arm can then function as it's supposed to. And so if we're saying we're Christ-like, we've come out from the unhealed areas within the soul, and we can engage anybody, anywhere, anytime. Now, if you don't believe that's supposed to happen, it won't happen. So love covers the multitude of sin in friends, family, co-workers, etc. Love, the power of God's love, the indwelling love that is directly from the Holy Spirit, it actually causes a resurrection to begin to occur. To the degree that we have intimacy with God, to that degree, we do penetrate the world around us. The spiritual mind sees things, even the scriptures, in internalities. It understands when the mind of your spirit man reads, for example, the wilderness wanderings, you can identify with that. Entering the promised land, you identify with that. They said this same Jesus who ascends will also descend in like manner. Remember, these were Jewish men who wrote this. They're familiar with that happening. Elijah ascended, his spirit descended. See, the natural mind sees Jesus of Nazareth returning. The spiritual mind in that verse identifies with how Elijah went up, his spirit comes on Elisha. And then later on, John the Baptist. But Jesus ascended. He said, I must depart, the Comforter will come. And so he did descend. And he just wants to be revealed to all people. So again, the difference between the natural mind and the spiritual mind. The natural will always see an external antichrist. The spiritual mind will speak to its to the sin nature of the soul realm, saying, "Depart from me, I never knew you," meaning I never was you. The spirit man knows he never fell into sin. But the soul, the son of perdition in the temple of God, had a delusion. And we're being redeemed from that. We're swiftly moving from all of that. And we're once again a race who's going to embrace the fact that we are God's image. But this time around, it won't be like the original civilization, who, according to Romans 1:21, knew God, had God's wisdom, but didn't use that wisdom to shift into understanding or to become intimate with God. 1 Corinthians 1:21 says the exact same thing, the two 1:21 verses. So 1 Corinthians 1:21, in the wisdom of God, the world by that wisdom did not know God. Every move of God has been like that, just like the fall. It begins as the wisdom realm of God, but we short-circuit it by not allowing it to enter into the understanding realm of God. So when in the 50s, God begins to, through his wisdom realm, pour out revelation of holiness, we then circumvented that move and made it about, there were some sects of Christianity that men can't wear beards, can't wear watches, no movies, no going out to dances. Then there was a move, the faith move, where the wisdom of realm revealed that we speak and create by our words. And had it shifted into understanding, which it's doing now, we would understand that the Holy Spirit is the one who does all of the decreeing. But instead it became, if you have a nice home and a Cadillac, you're close to God, etc. Well, every move of God throughout history has had some kind of a fall associated with, even if it's just an elitism mentality where the spirit man, let's call that Lot, would go on, but the soul realm, let's call that Lot's wife, tends to look back and not continue on to the next level and the next level because of the idolatry of where we were at one time. Here's what God was doing. Here's the glory days. Let's look back at that. And you are salt to the world. That move was salt, but become a monument of salt instead of a continual movement as Lot continued to depart from Sodom and Gomorrah. So anyway, that's just one subject of about 20 topics that is in my book, New Kingdom Age, and you can get it at lulu.com, lulu.com/Doug Wentz, DOUGWENTZ. And that's just a little fragment, but let's go deeper and deeper into it as you read. Okay, thank you.